Hunter x Hunter is a series brimming with interesting, unique, quirky, and off-the-wall characters. Each character is so incredibly designed, it's easy to overlook some of the equally amazing yet less pronounced characters. With that in mind, I believe this character is criminally underrated by the Hunter x Hunter community. To this day, I haven't seen a YouTube video or even an online forum going in depth about this character. To be fair, I didn't personally grow an attachment to this character until I eventually rewatched the series, but still, no one talks about him. Whenever I talk to a fan of the series about this character, almost every time they reply with, I didn't really like him, or I found him useless. To that first statement, to each their own, I can't force you to like a character, but that second statement I simply cannot agree with. This character was integral to showing us Killua's development and how his overall character arc has progressed up to this point. The character we'll be discussing today is Ikalgo. Just as a quick disclaimer, I might be pronouncing his name wrong, and if that really bothers you, I'm sorry. You can tell me how to pronounce it in the comments if you want, and I'll improve it for next time. Again, Ikalgo is one of the most overlooked characters in Hunter x Hunter. It's through him we see just how much Killua has developed into his own person, refusing to abide in the confines of his family's strict rule. In the beginning of the series, there is no way Killua would have shown mercy to someone like Ikalgo. Killua was more cold. Just take the example where Killua kills 2 innocent men on the blimp on the way to the next stage of the Hunter exams. Why did Killua kill these people? He's upset at the fact that he couldn't beat Netero in a game of dodgeball. This incident tells us a lot about Killua's character at this point. We find out that Killua would opt for violence when met with any sort of opposition. That line of thinking is far more in tune with his family's morals compared to the actions we see Killua demonstrate 100 episodes later. His relationship with Gon reshaped his beliefs and attitude, up to the point where Killua actively chooses to deny his family's morals. This is no more evident than when Killua chooses to spare Ikalgo's life after he was just trying to kill him literally the scene prior. Killua was on one of the most badass, underrated killing sprees, yet he comes to a halt upon seeing Ikalgo and his unwavering loyalty to his group of chimera ants. Ikalgo was a quirky little octopus. His characterization intrigued me once he stated he wishes he were born a cool squid instead of an ugly octopus. He wishes to be something he's not. This desire to be something we aren't is an aspiration we've all thought of at some point in our lives. It's a trait we can all relate to. Despite this, however, Ikalgo still holds his friends above all and would choose to die a dutiful death before betraying them. This trait reminds Killua of Gon, and because of it, he holds very high opinions on Gon. This is the reason Killua decided to save Ikalgo. Killua finds this trait of his very admirable, to the point where he concludes that his life is worth living and decides to save it. Killua sees key traits of Gon in Ikalgo. Just as Killua and Gon are friends in this life, Killua and Ikalgo would be friends in perhaps another life.
仲間は出ねえ。
ああ、目で分かったよ。
期待するぜ。次こそイカに生まれるようにな。なんで？
かっこいいから。違う形で会えてたら連れになれたなって思うくらいな。
You're a cool guy. Those words spoken from the mouth of Killua Zoldyck are the ones that spark the dramatic character development we see in Ikalgo. You're a cool guy is important here. Killua told Ikalgo that despite the fact that you may think you're ugly, even if you wish you were someone else, I still like you for who you are right now. You're a cool octopus. You don't need to change into a squid to be cool to me. Ikalgo has never had someone be that nice to him before, and his eyes glisten as a result. All that's known about Ikalgo's past is that he was an NGL soldier along with Gyro. This may have had an effect on him, but nothing is confirmed. Ikalgo was still alive, so maybe we'll get more insight into his backstory later on. What's all but confirmed about Ikalgo's backstory is that he was bullied or possibly even abused in his human life, and that he likely had no friends. It's also safe to assume that this bullying started because Ikalgo had something different about him compared to everyone else. Something a little bit odd that made everyone make fun of him, which led him to wish he were something different. So when Killua steps in, invites Ikalgo to the journey, and accepts him for who he is, he can't help but feel overjoyed. Nobody had ever treated him like that before. Like a friend. It always struck me how great Killua was at being a friend, despite having none himself for the longest time. Killua acts as a voice of support for Ikalgo, just as Gon was in his life. Flutter, the ant who had been communicating with him previously, asks him about Killua. Ikalgo lies. How is it that after he nearly dies for his fellow ants, he's suddenly betraying them? It's easy to say this is inconsistent writing on Togashi's part, but I think there's a little bit more to it. This whole situation is actually really ironic when you think about it, because why was Ikalgo loyal to the ants to begin with? They never did anything for him, and it's clear that Killua was one of, if not his very first friend. This is speculation on my part, but it's my personal belief that Ikalgo truly is a kind and loving guy, despite no one else really loving him, including his fellow ants. He's willing to die an honorable death for anyone, even if they're complete strangers and treat him like trash. I think Ikalgo is just that type of person. I mentioned before how Killua may have seen a little bit of Gon in Ikalgo, but in this situation, Killua is to Ikalgo what Gon was for him. Killua is brought up from a strict family where friends are all but illegal. He meets Gon, and Gon befriends him despite knowing he comes from a strict background. He accepts Killua above all and becomes his very first friend. This is similar to how Killua accepts Ikalgo above all and becomes his very first friend. Look at the subtle imagery used in these two scenes. Notice how Ikalgo envisions Killua as a shining ray of hope, similar to how Killua sees Gon as a shining ray of hope. They both look at their most influential figures through a romanticized lens. We get all of this in roughly 2.5 episodes. Togashi really is something else. Admittedly, Ikalgo isn't one of my top 10 favorite characters in the series, but the lack of coverage surrounding this character always confused me. But literature is an art form and everyone views it differently. With that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like more, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be analyzing and digging through a lot more stuff in Hunter x Hunter. If you really like this video, consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreons get early access to my videos, access to my uncut script and/or notes, and can, to an extent, influence my upcoming videos. The Patreons for this month are Your Mom, David Upani, and Chance Horan. Again, thank you for watching the video. That'll be it. Alright, peace.